Gentlemen, welcome back to the shop. In today's video we'll be working on our new camera boom for the workshop. I've been looking at getting a bit better footage for you guys. What I've done is I've got 4 sections of 25 by 25 aluminium tubing and a couple of pieces of 25 by 5 flat bar. I've already marked them out, so I'm just going to quickly punch the holes and we'll take it from there. Okay, so I filmed this after the fact and edited in between, but I thought I'd show you guys what I was thinking about. I always think that people know what I'm thinking, and that's a problem of mine. So the idea being is, if you've got your workbench here that you're working on, and the roof's doing something like that, I'll show you later, there's a rafter there. So what I want to do is I want to weld a piece of flat bar there, and from that the boom will be basically a parallelogram, 2 of them. Let me just make sure that hinges up and down and in any direction, so that you can basically set your camera up into any in which position. It'll have a swivel on there as well. The swivel that I'm going to use, there's one that I've previously built. It actually swivels in 3 directions, so it's 3 axes. 1, 2, and 1, 2. No, it's actually 2 axes. Seems like it. 3 if you go in the other direction. So it's the 3 axis mount that we'll be putting on here. I think that will sort of describe where we're going to. So let's get right into it. I'm going to start punching out and see where this takes us. Safety first. Eyes and ears. That's the thing, if you miss a center mark, you can actually drift it in to the right position and get it back in place if you miss it the first round. Just a neat little tip. If you're not right on the money, just edge the point towards the way you want to go, and just drift that little center punch mark to where you want it. This one I got on the money. And if you're wondering what this is, I'll put a link into the description. It was a previous little video where I had some rambling. Go and check it out. I'll put it up. Okay, now that we've got everything marked out, what I did was I cast HDPE end caps. I'm going to put bolts through this, so I don't want to crush it with a bolt and nut. So what I did was I used a piece of offcut of the aluminium, used it as a negative, and cast these little edge restraints that we're going to put inside there. So just normal HDPE, remelting at 180 degrees Celsius in the oven. My wife doesn't really like it, but it's one of those things. So what we're going to do is, and that's why I've got the hot glue gun on the side here, we are just going to put some glue on them and make sure that we press fit them in. Line them up nicely. Stuck to the table. How did I get that right? It's just old. The glue must just old. Till we've got the holes drilled. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually glue the inside of put the glue on the inside of the tubing itself. in place. Once you've got the holes drilled, it won't really matter, then you can line them up again, but I'm hoping that they stay in place. See, that's why I want to build the camera boom, so I can get better footage of what the hell I'm actually doing. Maybe I should try left-handed. Seems to work a bit better. And there we have it. Maybe I should, if I can show you a bit of a close-up, let me just get to the camera here. And now we've got nice edge restraints. So once we drill the hole through, we won't be able to crush the aluminium tubing with the bolter nut. On to the next step, which will be drilling holes. I'm going to be using 6mm bolts, and you always over drill a little bit, so I think this will work. If not, we'll just ream it out a bit. And now we've got all our holes drilled with the plug in place, so I think that'll work. Now on to some welding. Now before we get into welding, I'm just quickly going to deburr all the holes. I've got the shop air hooked up, so quick little nibble with a deburring bit, and we're ready to go. Okay, so I beveled up some of the edges, just to get it nice and the welding nice to flow in there. Just gonna set it up in the welding magnet and have a go at it. Making sure that we squared on. It all came out something like that, which isn't the best of welds, but it's good enough for me. The back end I'm just gonna grind flat with a flap wheel quickly. I'll be back just now. And there we go. Got a bit of grinding done to it. All the edges nice and smooth now. Just need to put a wire wheel in there, but I think let's see if we can fit it together. Make this thing work. Okay, so now that we've got everything drilled and welded and done, I must just show you the portion that's going to be fitting to the roof. I actually opened up to 10mm hole, and the two in between I opened up to 8mm. Just I think the 6mm bolt will be a little bit too thin on the edge where it can actually swivel like that, and has to take up all of that play as well. So that's going to be a 8mm bolt, and the one going into the roof is going to be a 10mm bolt, because that's the one holding on everything. No engineering involved, just over engineering by default. But let's get right into it and start assembling. Okay, so that's the first parallelogram, and this is how it will move up and down. So let's get into the second one. And there we have the second one, and as you can see, the HDPE inserts are now preventing the square tubing from being crushed. So now that we've got that all fixed together, the next step would be to fit these two together using the 8mm bolt. Sorry if it's a bit off screen, but I do think I'm going to have to cut this one short. Didn't leave much space for myself to work here, so I think what I'm going to do as well is put a little bit of Never-Seez in between these washers. There we have it. So that's supposed to, that'll work for the one axis moving. That one just gets fit to the roof, and then on this side we will be fitting this one to fit the camera to. Let's quickly get that running. There we go. that's the assembly done. Now on to the next step. Okay, so this is the piece of flat bar that I welded to the knock of the roof in my shop. That's where we'll be fitting it to. We've got a 10mm hole in there. So apologies for being blown out due to the light, but otherwise I won't be able to work inside here, so let me quickly fit that one. Okay, so now that we're done, everything's put together. We've got the camera boom. So this is basically the gist of it. Oh, it's still a little bit flimsy, but it's along arms that can takes a bit to settle. But now we can actually reach right up to the table and get some close footage. And once we're done, just fold it back up to the roof and out of the way. The actual design of this thing was that it can reach my bandsaw, reach my drill press, the other workbench, and everywhere in between. So let's fit the camera and see what the end result is. Okay, so this is a before. Since I got the shop table, that's what you got used to me filming in this manner. And it got a bit monotonous and I couldn't really get detail in there. So I decided to make this boom, and let's see the after. Okay, so this is the close-ups that we're capable of now that we've got the camera boom. Initially this was a, let's call it a proof of concept thing for me, but it worked out absolutely stunning. I'm super happy with it. I think I'm going to wrap up the video with this. This is just a little meat grinder cut. To look for it in a future video. You'll be seeing that again. And thanks for watching, guys. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and as always, stay safe.